What's up, White Boy Radio? Back with another one. Gonna do this. What happens to Alex Murdaugh in prison? I like doing these videos because, look, it's I've been through the system, and anyone else who has been through the system, um, genuinely been through it, they could probably relate to these videos. But I like doing them for the other side of the coin for people who have not been to prison, and they follow these cases. What happens to these guys? And I give it my best guess. It always it's a guess, but with that being said, a lot of times we used to do this a lot to the new guys. When the new guys would come in off the bus, me and my buddies, you're bored in prison, so we just sit around and we be talking amongst each other, and we would literally guess what gang the dude would go to, like his future on his first day. I mean, not in his face or nothing, but we're sitting in the dorm watching the new arrivals come in, and we always call it. Okay, this guy is a lot different. I just did last one of these. I believe I did was on Jared or I believe that was the last one I did. What happens if Jared goes to prison? Might have been somebody else in between that. But this guy, unfortunately for this case, and it's a very complicated case. This case, you've been following it. It's very complicated. So many twists and turns in it. It's very strange. You know, I look at a guy who's an older white guy, no criminal record, used to be a lawyer, prominent lawyer, that killed his wife and his son. He doesn't have any funny charges, any sexual weird stuff. And I understand, murdering your family is horrendous, yes. The problem here is in prison, it's not so much categories like that amongst the inmates. He's not going to get like rewarded for it or anything like that. Don't take me wrong, but he's also not going to be punished for that like a chomo or a pedo would. He's just going to be, for the most part, left alone up until gangs figure out who he is. Because let's face it, the guy was a prominent lawyer, and this is in South Carolina. So my experience is from Florida, but this is still the southern part of the United States. And all the systems are they're alike, by regions. Florida is basically the same things happen in Florida than Georgia, and vice versa, and so on and so on. He's not that far away. When gangs figure out who this guy is, they're gonna know that he was a prominent lawyer. I don't know who's watching this or what you know of the case, but the guy was, I believe, a personal injury lawyer, and he was doing a big scheme with people's money. So he's already was making money just being a lawyer, and he was cutting it off the top a lot with his clients. Trust and believe he's got a lot stashed away. He won't be messed with. He's not gonna be messed with. But what he's going to have to do is get something called a war daddy. A war daddy is, for the ones that don't know, is your one-man gang, your protection. So you're gonna, when you feel threatened or you feel like you're gonna get exploited or manipulated, extorted, and you can't defend yourself, you then have to pay somebody to defend you. And that's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to get a war daddy. Unless the gangs hit him first. Now, if he gets a war daddy, he'll have at least some sort of protection. Because, look, the guy's old, okay? He's an older gentleman, okay? He's not like ancient old or anything like that. Like he's going to die tomorrow. No, I'm not saying that. But he's old in the sense of he's not going to go in there and join a gang. It's just not happening. Any ethnic group, any and all, the answer is no. I mean, he's not really, he can't do anything for the gang. But when gangs approach him to extort him, they're going to make him pay rent. They know that he has money. In their eyes, they call it chain gang rich. In the penal system in Florida, at least, I believe it's the same in Georgia as well. The most money that you can have legally is $100 on your little debit card that you wear, your ID card. $100. if you have $100 per, if you spend $100 per week, 400 per month, because the amount you can only spend $100 a week. That's the max inside of prison. Okay, that's it. You can't go over that $100 increment. If they see him always at canteen, always getting food and whatnot, they're going to step to him. They're going to make him break it off. They're going to make him pay to stay, pay to play, if you will. Now, if he gets a war daddy, the war daddy can maybe stop a gang, but not really, because if you think about it, this Alex is paying the war daddy to protect him, but now what if the gang is like, man, we don't see that dude, and now you have 6 dudes, 6 bloods, or 6 GDs coming on down to him? They don't care. The way they look at it, it's 6-on-2. So it's politics in this. There's politics in this. I think he would get a war daddy, or I think he would pay the gang. I don't know which way would happen there, but it definitely would be one of the two. You know, Jeffrey Epstein's partner in crime, what's her name? Ghislaine. That lady is breaking it off. She got transferred to Florida prison. I just read something the other day about something she's knitting or she's doing. They always have her in the papers. But she's loaded. That lady's loaded. I believe she wants to pay to stay safe. And there are people that do that. And I can see Alex Murdaugh doing that all day, people. All day. So yeah, another interesting thing I wanted to bring up is like I said, we all know he's been a prominent lawyer for a long time. Now, anybody that I've ever seen in prison that comes with any type of legal education or background from the streets and they get to prison, every single time they house them for their job in the law library. In every compound you have in the states here, any institution, they have a law library. The state has to give you access for you to get your case back on appeal. You can file motions from the prison, and they have like premature legal assistance in there. Is basically what they are, legal aids, things like that. They try to get the guys that come in with that knowledge or background and leave them there for years, but they have to provide because there's not really a lot of corrections officers that have the knowledge, and it's inmates run inmates anyhow. So they always do it. I would almost willing to bet my house that's where he lands, which is good and bad for him. It's good for him because he is knowledgeable. He'll be able to help other guys. The problem with this is if he does everything right on a motion, or he gets a guy back on appeal, and just because he's the legal aid in the prison doesn't mean he gets on the bus and goes to court with the guy and represents him. He's just lining up what has to be lined up in order to get the court date to go to the bus ride over there for his appeal. If now at the lawyer at the courthouse, if they mess the case up or the appeal up or whatever, the guy is instantly going to take it out on the legal assistant or legal aid. He's gonna smash them. So it's good and bad. On this video, I can't really say, and I'm being honest with you guys. You guys know I keep it real. I don't see anything weird happening to him. Again, he's a sick fuck. He killed his wife and his own son. Okay, I have the audio footage. If you haven't seen it, look it up. There's audio footage. You can see this guy. What a crisis actor he is, to the fullest. This case is complicated. It's disgusting. It's wrong. What a backstabbing, despiteful person, man, to kill your own wife and your own son. It's insane. But unfortunately for us that are locked in and watch this type of content, I got to be honest, man, not much is going to happen to him. At most, they may rough him up in the beginning. They might tell him he's got to pay, and he may say no, and they don't want to hear no. If they step to you that they want you to break it off, they're doing that for a reason, and they're not going to get off the pressure just because you tell them no. They're going to come 10 times harder. They're going to start slapping that dude around, give him a little ass kicking until he agrees yes. And they're going to wax him. And what I say wax him is he's got to pay for protection. So now if his family's out there spending $100 a week to him inside there, he's got to give the gang 50% all the time. All the time. Look, we're going through inflation out here. If you don't think it's in the prison system as well, I don't know what to tell you. Everything's expensive nowadays. But they're gonna wax his ass for his canteen money, definitely. And even if he gets a war daddy, that guy is not cheap. He's not cheap. The quick back end story with that though, with war daddies, you got to be careful because they protect you so much. They are in your best interest, if you will, all the time. But sometimes it gets too attached. Sometimes the war daddy he gets too attached, guys. Maybe that'll happen. I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. But I don't think this guy's going to get really roughed up, y'all. He's not going to be an instant target like a pedo or a chomo. Because to be honest with you, in prison, it's a dime a dozen with guys doing the same crime. And I hate to say it. Guys don't look at it like it's such an atrocious thing. Behind it, they're not going to go up to him and ask him questions and this and that. No, they're going to give him space. And the ones that do approach him have reason and have a thought-out plan, premeditated plan to what they're going to try to do to extort him. But people will gossip. They're like, that's the dude that killed his wife and his son. They're going to say that, but not to him or not like that because it's all about respect in prison. But definitely, I feel like he's going to get stepped down on 100%. There's too many things against it for him. His age, he's screwed. He's not a spring chicken, like I said, but he's not ancient old. But that guy is old enough to if he gets 20 years or better, even if he gets 20 years out of this, he's still going to die in prison, I believe. He'll still die in prison. So anything he gets that's more than really 5 years, 5 years, I guess. He's going to die in prison. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. Now, I am making this video, and I should have said this in the beginning. Alex Murdaugh is not guilty yet. The trial's ongoing as I'm making this video, okay? I'm assuming, because I've been paying attention to it here and there, I'm assuming that he will get convicted. However, we see some crazy stuff all the time in the courtrooms. It blows your mind. So I'm a little premature on this one, but I believe that I'm hitting the nail right on the head. When he does go, this is exactly what's going to happen. It sucks, but I'll leave you with this, because maybe you've been following the case, and maybe you can't wait for the guy to get in prison because you don't like what that guy did to his own family. And I can understand that point. I'll leave you like this. He did rip off a lot of people with his lawsuits for compensation. He ripped off a lot of people. It doesn't take much to put a hit on somebody in prison. It doesn't take much. And the saying, dirty deeds done for cheap, is completely underrated. Completely underrated. All those victims he has that he ripped off, it wouldn't be nothing for them to go ahead and put a hit on him and just get him out of there. I'm not saying that's what they're going to do, because I don't know the extent of what he robbed these people for. I heard it was a lot of money. He also has to worry about that. But that's about my wrap up on this one, y'all. I hate to give it to you so softball, but I got to keep it real. I've been in there. I know how it goes, and I just don't see it any other way than that. Signing off, man. It's White Boy Radio. Y'all stay safe, man. This world is crazy. Smash that damn like button. The join members is there, if you can stand it. This is what I call Walmart Tupac, balling on a budget. All right, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one, y'all. Y'all be safe. And check the description box out for all the links.